Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pull Up with Limbs and Things. My name is Dr. Chanel James, and I am the physical therapist and owner of Limbs and Things mobile and telehealth physical therapy practice, where we serve aging adults from DC, Maryland, and Virginia. If you need help moving from I can't to I can, you can give us a call. Our information is running on the bottom of the screen. But tonight on Pull Up with Limbs and Things, we are talking about near miss and falls and what physical therapy tips we can provide to you to help you avoid both of those. Okay, so what's a near miss fall or near miss in general? It's almost falling. So anytime someone says, I was going down the street or I was walking and then I came across a puddle and I almost tripped, or I had to jump over it to sustain my balance, or I had to reach for something or someone, that's considered a near miss fall. And so you want to make sure that you avoid near misses just as much as you avoid a fall in general. Near miss falls, yes, give you more of a probability of actually falling. So the importance of doing that is great. So how can we prevent a fall? You can check fluctuations in your weight. You want to make sure that as we are moving through life, sometimes our weight can go up and it go down as well. And so our body has to adjust to our balance with new weight, whether we are limping, whether we are still, all of those things play a factor in your balance. So if you're going down in weight, you just want to make sure you can still sustain your balance, that your blood pressure is still good. All of those things play a factor. If your medications have changed, if you've changed to a new medication or you've added something new, you want to make sure within those first 14 days that you are really checking your symptoms to make sure that you are not experiencing any new symptoms where you have more of a propensity to fall. You also want to check your vision. Do you need glasses? Is your vision affected by your ability to see things clearly? Is it affected by your ability to judge distance? Is it affecting your ability to know where you are in space, your equilibrium, all of those things? Your vision plays a major factor. And then your dental health. I know this is one that we tend to not think about as much, but you want to make sure that your teeth are at their optimum. There are so many things that can happen and go from your mouth to your brain really quickly. If you have a potential infection in your mouth, if you have any issues where, as we get older, we may or may not have all of our original teeth. And so we just want to make sure that we are cleaning them. We're going to the dentist on a regular basis twice a year, and that you are getting an assessment to make sure that any work that you've had previously done, that work is still holding up. And if you are needing any new work, that there's no issue in your mouth that could potentially cause an issue with your balance. All of those things right up in here are very well connected and very closely related. And so we just want to make sure that we're doing all that we can to stay as healthy as possible. And in our balance, of course, that's the major thing, right, that we think of in physical therapy. But your balance is highly important. Your vision, your proprioception, or your ability to determine where you are in space, as well as your equilibrium, all of those things play a factor in your balance. And then your strength in general. Can you get up off the floor if you do fall? Do you have the strength it takes for you to get up? Or do you have to call the fire department or a family member or a neighbor to assist you in getting up? So all of those things we want to make sure that we are doing to prevent falls ourselves. All right, so some other things that we need to know. What is a fall? I give this definition where part of your body other than your feet makes contact with the floor and you weren't ready or you lost control, that's a fall. So if you're kneeling on the floor, no, that is not a fall. But if you came to the floor on your knees faster than you anticipated, that's a fall. Okay, so we want to make sure that you avoid those types of fall situations. Injuries are great. Of course, falling, we want to protect our head and face. But we also want to make sure that if you fall, you can get up and that you are maintaining your strength so that you can do that independently. All right. So as an older adult, we have a 25% chance of falling every year. That's just because as we get older, our strength changes, our vision changes, all of those things I talked about before to prevent those things kind of affect our ability to fall. So you want to get a balanced routine. You should see a physical therapist for a tailored balance assessment and to just have a plan to improve your overall strength and balance and also your control. If you are one of those people who falls into a chair or you have a plop situation and you hear the whole seat move when you sit down, you are plopping and you are falling into a chair. Please stop. And so you want to make sure that you see a physical therapist too, because whether you fall to the floor or you falling in the chair, that's still a fall. And so we want to make sure that we are controlling our body in all the different ways that we move. So whether it's sitting down or getting something off the floor or being able to walk straight ahead, doing all of those things, you want to make sure that you're controlling your body. Okay, so what should we do about it? You should have a balance plan. Stretching, I believe, is one of the best things you can do for yourself, especially as we get older. I'll tell you about it, why in a moment. But you want to stretch your body in the bed before you get up. And then you want to breathe out throughout all the discomfort. So there are times when we have slept wrong and we'll get up and our neck feels strange. You might hear it pop. And then you want to make sure that you are extending your chest above your head, making sure that you are fully stretching out your entire body, but you want to breathe out throughout that entire process. Breathing out helps your muscles relax and also helps your lungs relax. You don't have what we consider Valsalva maneuver. And that prevents your blood pressure from increasing unnecessarily. So stretch your body in the bed before you get up. Then once you do sit up, you want to stretch before you stand. And then stand without rushing. And then stretch again before you walk. Yes, that's a lot of stretching, but we tend to do that on a regular basis if you think about it. We just don't stretch everything. But I'm encouraging you to stretch while you're laying down, stretch when you're sitting, and then before you get up, stretch one more time, and then stand without rushing and stretch again before you start walking. A lot of us, as we get older, I hear a lot of patients say, I have to test this leg to make sure it's going to work with me when I get ready to step. And so the stretching part actually helps you test that leg or test that body part to ensure that you'll be safe when you actually take the step. So I said I would talk about why I was talking about stretching. This is why. So stiffness begets pain, and pain begets not moving, and in not moving well begets falling. Because we don't want to move, we get stiff. When it's time to react or do something, we tend to not be able to catch ourselves. We lose control, which is how falls occur. And so it's really important that you have your body as flexible as possible so that that stiffness does not set in and that pain does not happen. And so you move well and you don't have any issues with falling. All right, so some things you can do is to rock while you're sitting, shifting your weight from hip to hip. You can rock if you're laying as well, shifting your weight from side to side. And then you want to sit and stand up. Now, there are a lot of us who take a couple of times. We do that rock and stand. Or we take our time and we try to stand up from the back of the seat. You always want to scoot to the edge of the seat. You want to push up well. And then you want to make sure that you have good balance. All right. And you want to close your eyes sometimes and be able to feel where you are. Know if you're moving forward or backwards. Know if you are in the same place once your eyes open back up. You want to make sure you declutter your floors. That's a real concern wherever we're stepping. And we want to make sure we also have the right shoes on or the right socks or something covering our feet because it's so important that we do not fall because of something external, right? You want to do all that you can do to maintain yourself being upright. So decluttering your floors, making sure that you secure any mats like in your bathroom or in your kitchen, any rugs that you have on your floors. You want to make sure that they are securely to the floor. They have double-sided tape that'll help that. But you also want to make sure you remove them if you really don't need them. If they're sliding around under your feet, then they're going to help you slide to the floor. And so we want to make sure that you are doing your part to make sure that your feet stay planted on the ground whenever you take a step. And then if you have a device, a cane, a walker, crutches, any of those things that you're using the device as you've been recommended by your physical therapist, And then you want to get some sleep, not naps. Those naps do not count toward consecutive hours of rest. You want to make sure you are asleep so your body gets time to refresh and replenish, and that you will be your optimal functioning self. So please assess when you are not well. The flu is really moving around, especially in this area. And yes, it can affect your equilibrium just as much as lack of sleep. So please do your part. Make sure you stay safe, wash your hands, don't cough on other people, cover your coughs, all of those things. But also ensure that if you're not well, you take the necessary precautions when you do have to stand up so that you don't injure yourself. Okay? All right, I hope this information has been helpful to you. Whenever you are watching Pull Up with Limbs and Things, it's always to confirm something you know, to challenge something you don't know, and to give you the opportunity to share this information with someone else. Near miss falls and falls can be avoided. Physical therapy can help. Limbs and Things is available if you're in the DC, Maryland, or Virginia area. We encourage you to contact us if you're an older adult. We do accept Medicare Part B and TRICARE insurance. And we look forward to helping you move from I can't to I can. If you have any questions, you can always put them in the chat. I'll respond. All right. Near miss falls and falls, we want to avoid them. Have a happy March. Take care.